What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing something different, a little bit different. I usually do either experiments, so-called experiments, or I game or stuff. So I don't think I've ever hinted on this on my channel before, but I love football, or if you live in the US, you call it soccer. And I love everything about it. I watch it. I support FC Barcelona, just if you're curious. And the World Cup is only 3 days away as of today. And I thought, why don't I do what other people on YouTube do, which is do a prediction video on the World Cup. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts and opinions of what's gonna happen in the group stage. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna go through every stage of the World Cup, group stage, round of 16, quarterfinals, and so on. And let's say the group stage ends, the actual group stage in real life. We're gonna see which groups I got right, which groups I got wrong. And in the same video, I'm gonna predict the round of 16. And when the round of 16 ends, I'm gonna predict the quarterfinals, and so on. So today it's gonna be the group stage. Obviously, I've made these groups, and we're gonna go A through H. So let's go. So starting with Group A has Saudi Arabia, Russia, Egypt, and Uruguay. Now Saudi Arabia comes with no surprise as one of the weakest teams in the World Cup, and obviously no one expects it to win it or even go through to the round of 16. So I think Saudi Arabia is gonna end up last in this group. Russia and Egypt are really gonna be battling for second place, because Uruguay, I think it's for me, I think it's obvious that they're gonna end up first in this group. So it's really between Russia and Egypt for second place. By the way, if you don't know, first and second place qualify to the round of 16. So yeah, it's really between Russia and Egypt. I think it really depends on whether Mo Salah is gonna make it to the first game, which is against Uruguay, and if he makes it, Egypt has a chance maybe to draw with Uruguay. I don't think they can win against them, but I think they can draw if Mo Salah makes it in time to the Uruguay game, because he's injured at the moment. So let's say Mo Salah does make it to the Uruguay game and Egypt draws. I think that will change a lot, because if Egypt can draw with Uruguay, I'm sure they can win against Russia. But even if they lose against Uruguay, the match between Egypt and Russia will be the decider, because Russia and Egypt are pretty similar in strength. So I think what's gonna happen is Egypt is gonna end up second, and the host will not advance to the next stage. Moving on to Group B, we have Morocco, Portugal, Spain, and Iran. Now, Group B is an interesting group because Morocco is arguably one of the best, if not the best, African team in the competition, and Iran is the same for Asia. You can argue that Iran is the strongest Asian team in the competition this year. And Portugal and Spain, Spain is one of the biggest contenders for the competition, and Portugal is a decent team. Obviously, they have Ronaldo, but Ronaldo has never provided decent performances in World Cup, in any World Cup. He has participated in every World Cup since 2006, and he's never really provided a performance that advances his country to the next stage, because Ronaldo has never played in the round of 16 in the World Cup. So I don't think Portugal is going to advance this year. And not only because of that, Portugal's qualifying group was not that challenging for them. It had, I think, Faroe Islands and a few other weak countries, or countries that don't even pose a threat for their qualifying. So yeah, I don't think Portugal is gonna advance. Spain, I think it's a moderately easy choice that Spain is gonna top this group. Now Morocco, you'd think they're not good of a team, but they actually went unbeaten in their qualifying run. I think they're on a 14-game unbeaten streak right now, and their group in the World Cup wasn't too challenging, but it wasn't like Portugal's group. So I think Morocco is going to end up second, and Iran has not shown amazing performances recently. So I don't think Iran is going to pose a threat for any of the other countries. So yeah, this is how I think Group B is going to end like. On to Group C. Now, Group C is one of the easiest groups for me to choose the winner. So I think it's obvious that France is going to win this group with an unbelievable team this year. They have Mbappe, Dembele, Griezmann in attack. They have a decent midfield with Pogba and Kanté, and a decent defense. So I think there's no doubt that France is going to top this group. Now the other three, it has been a little bit hard choosing from them because they are at about the same level compared to each other. And Peru have been doing pretty well in recent matches. They beat Croatia, Iceland, Scotland, and Saudi Arabia in recent friendlies. So I think that based on that, they're gonna end up second in the group. Denmark and Australia. Australia have also been doing pretty well. They beat Czech Republic 4-0 and Hungary. And Denmark too haven't been doing so bad. They drew with Chile and Sweden. They also beat Mexico, Panama, and Ireland. They smashed Ireland 5-1. So I think the third place, doesn't really matter who's third between Australia and Denmark, but I'm just doing it for fun. I think Australia is going to end up third. France and Peru advance to the round of 16. Moving on to Group D, we have Nigeria, Argentina, Croatia, and Iceland. Now, starting with Nigeria. Nigeria have not been doing so well recently. They suffered a few losses in the recent matches. So I think that means, for me, I think they're not going to do as well as last World Cup. So I think they're not going to end up second. And Argentina, I think they're going to top the group. I don't think it's going to be as easy as it looks, because Argentina is obviously one of the best teams in the tournament, but Argentina have not been doing so well besides Messi, and yeah, I think unless they step it up, I don't think they have a chance to win the tournament. But we're still in the group stage, so I think yeah, they're gonna top the group. But I don't think Iceland is gonna qualify either, so I'm putting Nigeria at third and Croatia second. Croatia also has a few decent players, but besides Modric, Mandzukic, and Rakitic, their team isn't that strong. But I think that these few players in the midfield will allow them to at least snatch a qualifying second place. Now, Group E. I think Group E is the easiest of all to pick the winner. I think it's quite obvious that Brazil is going to top the group. I have no doubt in that. But the other three teams are going to be battling for second place. Now, I think Costa Rica is not as good as Switzerland or Serbia. Now, Costa Rica has a decent goalie, Keylor Navas. But other than him, their team is pretty average, if not below average. So I think they're ruled out of being a contender for second place. Now, Switzerland have been pretty good recently. A few wins against Northern Ireland, Japan, and Panama. They even drew with Spain a week ago. So I think based on that, they are ending up second place. I think Serbia have not been doing that bad either. But I think Serbia is not as good as Switzerland. So I think Serbia is ending in third. Costa Rica, rock bottom. So yeah, that's how I think Group E is going to end. Next is Group F. Now we have Sweden, Mexico, Germany, and South Korea. For first place, I think it's an easy pick, Germany. They won the last one. They're on pretty good form right now, so I think they're going to top the group. So I think South Korea and Mexico are going to battle for second place because Sweden have not been that good recently. You can't argue that Sweden is a good team, but yeah, Sweden knocked out Italy, but Italy isn't that good right now, so that's not really an accomplishment. A couple of losses and a couple of draws since then tells me that they're gonna end up bottom of the group. Now, I found it a bit hard to pick the second place in this group because Mexico and South Korea, they're both an unpredictable team. but they both haven't faced a huge team, so I can judge them. So I'm gonna give Mexico the edge here, just based on South Korea's recent form. And that's just a prediction. After all, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Now, as I said, this was a hard decision because I can't really pick between Mexico and South Korea, so I just pick because of their recent World Cups and their performances in it. I'm just gonna pick Mexico for this, but I'm not really sure who's gonna end up in second place. I hope I'm right, but I'm not sure. On to Group G. Now, starting with Tunisia. Tunisia is arguably one of the best, if not the best, African teams, or along with Morocco, and I think that gives them a chance to qualify. I don't think they're gonna end up first though. I think the team that's gonna end up first is Belgium. Belgium have a strong team this year. They have big names everywhere: Lukaku, De Bruyne, Hazard, Courtois. So yeah, I think Belgium is an easy pick for first place, and Tunisia, I think Tunisia is going to beat England for second place because England have not been as strong as they were maybe 10 years ago. So the so-called golden generation, which wasn't that golden. And Panama, yeah, I guess they're just spectators at the World Cup. I think they're going to end up fourth. But yeah, I think Tunisia is going to qualify along with Belgium. Moving on to Group H, we have Senegal, Poland, Japan, and Colombia. Let's start with Senegal. Senegal are a decent team. They're nowhere near the best in Africa, but they're a decent team. I shouldn't have said nowhere near. They're a decent team, but they're not the best. So I don't think they're gonna top this team. Now Japan have not been as strong as they look. I mean, Japan are usually a good team, but they're not that good recently. So I don't think they're topping the group either. We'll just put these on the side for now. I think it's between Poland and Colombia. Now, Poland have been decent with wins against Montenegro and South Korea, but they have not been as good as Colombia. Colombia actually beat France 3-2 a few weeks ago. So I think Colombia is going to top the group and Poland is going to be second because Japan and Senegal have not been that good. So I don't think they're qualifying. No, obviously, as I said before, third and fourth place don't matter because they're both not qualifying. But just for fun, I think Japan is going to be rock bottom in the group. So that's how I think Group H is going to end like. Alright guys, so these are my predictions for the group stage of the World Cup. If you want to see something like this for the Champions League next season, like the video. If this video gets 15 likes, I'll do something like that for the Champions League. Alright guys, all I can say right now is have a good summer and enjoy the World Cup. If you like the video, please subscribe and peace.